broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right.
That was so disturbing.
And a radio.
Hi everyone, we're back for Hollywood Hillbillies episode 2, season 3. I'm Ashley Daniels with my beautiful / handsome panel. Beautiful,
yes,
handsome.
yes.
If anybody didn't know. Hi guys, I'm Roxy Striar.
Hi, David Weintraub here. Sorry, I was having chair issues. The chair got a little weird. Sorry.
Are you going to wear your earphones tonight? No?
No earphones.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So we'll just follow the rules and you won't, like
That's
usual.
okay. That's
Good
okay.
times. Good.
No rules from me.
Can I open up with a little story? I have to tell you guys about my viewing experience of this episode,
Please
which
do.
was amazing. So last night in Los Angeles, we had an earthquake.
We did?
We had a little earthquake.
We had one the other night, too.
And-
Did you know that?
Yeah, I know. And I was watching this episode, and Mima took a step, and the entire room started to shake.
No.
And I was like, "What just happened?"
It was thundering.
And it was incredible. They were talking about how the diet and all the things that they had tried to do, and she takes a step, and the whole room started shaking. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I mean, that's the power that she has. She brings it through the airwaves into your living room. It's like 3D times 1,000.
It was TV to the next level, and I got on Twitter and I was like, "What just happened?" Everybody else, and I saw that it was an earthquake, and it wasn't just Mima, but I think it was kind of the duo effect going on.
So I don't know what's more disturbing, that or the fact that this is now like the 10th earthquake I've lived through and never felt. I've only felt one.
You should be really happy that you've never felt them because
But
they
I
are
live
scary.
next door to her. Like the fact that I don't feel them is weird.
Yeah.
It means I'm like always jittery.
Yeah.
It hit
You're
in
always
Beverly
moving
Hills.
around.
I'm always hyper.
You're all over the place. It's okay.
Story of my life. But
Do you?
I'm just gonna,
Do you?
I'm just gonna be me. Okay, this episode obviously delivered again on the laughs, the drama, but it was a little more
dramatic, I think.
dramatic.
Yeah, a little more dramatic.
Overall feeling, watching it and seeing Mima talk about you when you weren't there.
Yeah,
How she
yeah.
feels about you.
It is you need to be thick-skinned, and you need to realize that in television shows, they're going to use the most over-the-top salacious stuff because that's going to be the stuff that really counts. And I think that you see one point of view of me and Mima's relationship, and then some of the stuff that's really nice and really normal, you don't get to see. And hopefully throughout the season, you will see more of that. But for this moment in time, the impression is David and Mima are battling again. It's the David Weintraub Mima World War 100 over Michael Cottrell.
Here's the interesting part about it all. Mima has to know that you can see her direct to camera. It's like, I know that she feels comfortable when it's probably just her and camera people, and they're asking what her feelings are, and she's like, "He's a no good, troublemaking," like whatever. Yeah,
Right.
thank
Great,
you.
great.
Whatever she says.
A little more raspy, maybe.
Oh, no good.
Yeah, there you go.
Put a little more twang on that.
That was good. Though.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering, she has to know that you're able to watch this later
Yeah,
on.
but she doesn't care. I mean, you should see the stuff that I say about her in an interview too. But stuff gets left on the cutting room floor. Stuff is told whatever way it needs to be told for the audience to understand the show. And that's what people need to see. They need to see that, listen, there is some tone of some issues going on behind the scenes that needed to be dealt with. Now, I'm very happy to say, and I can thoroughly announce now, everything is all good between everybody. But
Will we see that?
Of course.
Okay.
But you're only in episode 2 of season 3, so we have a long way to go till you
Right.
get to a place of understanding. There are highs and lows of this relationship, and in a documentary about a group of people doing stuff together, you're going to see the highs and the lows. Right now, Mima was upset about some stuff. I was more upset. I think that I really was the one who really felt more upset and more hurt because I just felt like I was going out of my way to do a lot of stuff that I wasn't being recognized for again. And it's like you have to have some recognition for like the phone calls and the opportunities and things that are being set up, you know, behind the scenes to make the project work and to make his career work and to move forward. And those are things that it's like you're almost only as relevant for being good as what you just did. Like what you just did right at that moment, getting Michael a concert, getting Michael an opportunity, like 5 minutes later, you forget about that. It's like, okay, well, what do you have next?
Okay, well, do you feel like then that this is detrimental to your company and to your brand that you've built for so many years? Because
Absolutely
people
not.
see that she's saying you're, you know.
Absolutely not. You couldn't hurt my brand if you tried.
Well, I mean, I would just be more protective if I
may hurt your brand, but you're definitely not going to hurt my brand. So, no, I definitely don't.
You talked about things that you say in the direct cameras and stuff getting cut on the floor, because I don't really hear you say any negative things about Mima.
Right.
Well, why would I want to go on television and talk negatively about an older woman? You know, regardless of what I love Mima. I have nothing but love and respect for her. I think that some of the things in this, throughout this series that we've dealt with, is skewing the line between what is the reality of the project that we're all involved in, and sometimes there's things that happen outside of the project that have nothing to do with the project. So there is a fine line that you have to understand. Now, me being, you know, having done this for so long and being a part of so many shows and clients and you know, artists, I know what's for the project and I know what real life is. So we have to draw that line sometimes. Now, you're talking about a woman, this is her first series. You know, this is her first time in entertainment. So she has a very specific way that she looks at dealing with everything, and everything has to be one way or the highway. Now, I could play ball with that, but in the reality of it, there's a lot of moving parts to this thing. So we deal with the moving parts on a daily basis, and that causes friction. Now, is it causing friction to make everybody not like each other? No, it's just causing normal friction. You know, it's a thing that we all have to balance in this relationship.
Got it.
Okay.
I also feel like you have been a bigger part of this season on camera than maybe you were in previous seasons. Like you are, because you know there's all this stuff going behind the scenes, and yes, you are wheeling and dealing, but you are so busy. And this season, we are seeing you with Michael a lot more, and with the family all of the time.
I don't know if that's really changed. I mean, I've always been in every episode. I don't know. Maybe.
I just mean,
you think so?
I just think
maybe.
the tensions might be higher because you are.
Well, there's more story too. There's more, you know, as more things are happening with his career, the more involvement that I have in what's going on day to day with getting him through those processes. You know, the family is there to be the family, to show support, but to get the career going and to present opportunities so that they can continue doing this, that's coming through what I do. So, you know, there is a lot more. There's a lot more to come. Like now just realizing and watching it, I'm realizing how many things we did, and you know, I'm excited for everybody to see all of the madness that's about to, you know, ensue. This is kind of setting you up. This episode really sets up like where the tone is going to go. It's going to be over the top. It's going to be funny, and there's. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't do that because people listening too just put their.
Sorry, guys. And you know,
earthquaking right now.
People are, you know, they're gonna see everything: comedy, drama. It's never real drama with the Hollywood Hillbillies. Like this is not real drama. This is not table flipping and, you know, people on the Housewives of Beverly Hills. Right. This is drama amongst the hillbillies and the entertainment business. None of this is like life changing. Like we have to take it with a grain of salt and just know that, you know, this is just life. We're dealing with people.
This is I'm going to propose to you with a donut kind of
thing. Right.
Well, still, I thought it was definitely. It was a little more real than usual in terms of Mima's aggravation toward you. So that's why I brought that up, because it seems like sometimes it's more in a joking way, but she really wouldn't lay off. I mean, when you asked for a hug, you baked her cookies.
Yeah, she was really upset that day,
yeah.
and like listen, for me, I don't want to always have to be appeasing to somebody, because for me, most people, I'm not going to appease you. I'm invested in this because, one, I do consider them family. Two, I'm invested in Michael Michael's career and his well-being. And 3, I don't want to be fighting with somebody. I don't want to be fighting with Mima. Like, why let that be the case? And we're watching stuff that's already happened. So obviously people are in different places with their relationships. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
right. It's hard to relive.
I'm not currently fighting with Mima.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's good. That's a good sign. I guess we have to watch to find out, like Roxy said.
Of course.
So aside from you and Mima, which we do see at the end, you try to
I baked her cookies, and I really baked her those cookies.
That's very nice of you. What kind of cookies were they?
They were chocolate chip.
That's very, very nice.
They were nice.
Yeah, he still hasn't brought us in our cookies.
That's all right. I don't expect it anymore.
But we're not fighting. If we get in a big fight, I'll come through with something.
Maybe we should pick a fight with him.
Pick a fight.
That stupid pink drink. What the heck are you drinking?
I already periscoped about it. It's a really actually healthy protein smoothie.
It's a protein
Whatever. I'm trying to start a fight. Can you
Is
not?
that weird?
Sorry. Yeah, what is that?
Weird?
Stupid drink. Okay.
Drinking my AFTERBUZZ gasoline here.
Right. Water. Okay, so then we have the Mima, Dee Dee, and Paul go to look for a minister to help to get Dee Dee and Paul married.
And they went right to the wrong church.
And they went, it's called a, just for anybody who was wondering, it's called a pranic healing session for energy healing.
Yes.
I completely feel and relate to this, though, because there are so many different frickin' places in LA that, like, you go into and you think you're going into one thing, and then it's really a completely different thing. Like, there's so many different religions being expressed, and also, like, you could think you're walking into a shoe store, you could be going into a bar, you think you're walking into a church, you're going into this healing place. Like, I completely feel them on that, and it is confusing. I've lived here for 6 years now, and I still get confused. So, like, I believe this wholeheartedly that they thought that they were walking in to find a priest.
At least it wasn't Scientology.
Yeah.
I mean, it got a little weird for them, but they didn't know, so they had to figure it out. But at least they were open to it and they accepted it and they tried to, like.
I think Dee Dee was more accepting.
Oh, for sure. Well, Dee Dee's very new age and very, she tries to play like she's not, but she loves culture.
Trendy.
Yeah.
Now that
Dee Dee, you're so trendy. God.
I love Dee Dee, and she's just every time you see her, she's so sweet. She tries to find the positive parts of the situation that may not always be the parts that people are focusing on, and she's compliant, and she listened, and she did the best, and she, as you could see, the difference between the healing with Mima was more like rolling her eyes the whole time, and Dee Dee was like, I'm gonna make the best of this and see if it works.
I mean, that goes back to Mima questioning everything, you know what I mean? She questions the healing, she questions the management, it's like everything is always being questioned, but that's who she is. If it's not the old Southern way of doing it, it's not the right way. Now, when you're moving to California and you're here and you're living a different life and now you're, celebrities of sorts, you got to be a little bit more open, let things that maybe at one point were a challenge for you, don't let them challenge you, try new things.
All right, but we're forgetting the fact that she's really backed up here, and I mean physically, she hasn't
really.
Yeah.
I mean, you should see the line item for the toilet paper budget on Hollywood Hillbillies. It is a huge number.
What kind of huge? Is it Charmin Ultra Soft?
Cha-cha-cha.
I don't know the specifics. I just know the number's large.
Well,
we have a lot of toilet paper in the Hillbilly house. It's always ready. Mima's all good. So, but
I'm just saying, it's hard to think straight when you haven't pooped in days. So I understand she's sitting there. She's feeling constipated. She doesn't want people waving their hands in her face and telling her, think about your family. She's probably saying, I'm just thinking about my stomach.
Right. Which makes sense, but
she was in a lot of pain. I mean, I know Mima had a lot of days where she was up and down with her stomach, and it made it hard to work.
It's just sad because you think about, truthfully, like what she eats all day and how backed up she must be, that she's just like she needs to like cleanse for one day.
Up right now.
Well, it's just like building up food over food, and her intestines are probably all backed up.
This is not the Dr. Phil show, okay?
And I think,
I'm sorry, Dr. Oz over here.
Fiber gummies. Okay.
Yes.
So that was a great scene, fabulous scene.
And on that note,
moving on to the chickens. So Uncle Johnny and Michael are driving by, and they see a sign.
Everybody knows that a farm fresh egg. Sorry.
Well, that's it.
Farm fresh eggs are better than. I mean, you have those. You can definitely taste the difference.
I definitely agree with Michael. No, I think that sounds disgusting. I think anything that's that that fresh sounds like it's gonna taste like, honestly, like a flesh.
Have you ever had it? Have you ever had like gone to a farm and have somebody?
No.
They have them at the farmer's market
I'd rather have them from the grocery store.
Every Sunday you can get them at the farmer's market. They're very good. They're much bigger. They're
delicious.
They're really good. They're very different. You know.
Well, whatever. I
Clearly
trust you. Roxy,
clearly not a gourmet over here.
No,
I guess.
I'm not. Oh my God, definitely not. Roxy is.
We'll get you a little Del Taco after this.
That's fine. I would totally do that. Anything
What
like
makes
that.
people feel safer about it being in the grocery store? Just because it's been colder for longer?
I just feel like it's not like just coming out of the chicken's like butt.
You're not like licking the shell of it though.
Right.
It's just like I feel like they were like washed down and like and
All right.
Look, we got a lot of chicken in Hollywood Hillbillies. You used to remember last season. They were they were
chicken.
playing with them and everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm also kind of grossed out by chicken anyway now because I had like a fleshy type of tasting chicken.
Ew.
So it feels gross. Okay.
this is getting disgusting.
Okay, so so it comes into their head that they should get some fresh chickens. And then we go to the next scene, which
They got to build a chicken coop.
Yes, well, that's after that because I want to stay
in the moment.
Yeah, so Michael and you have a business meeting at the Phoenix.
Yes.
And you kind of
I love Phoenix.
You let him know how you're feeling about me.
Yeah, I mean it was emotional. Yeah, I just started to feel like a much bigger level of disrespect for work and time and effort and stuff that I'm putting into it. And you gotta, like I said, there's a lot of moving pieces to what we do. So I felt like things that had nothing to do with me or my actual relationship with Michael and Mima were starting to affect that relationship, and it's starting to affect it not only in real life but on camera and in the show. And when you have a reality show about your lives, you have to address it on camera. You can't just let it go. It can't be, okay, well, we're going to solve this behind the scenes.
Right.
No, we have to go through it. We have to talk it out. We have to let the audience know that's following us every week and watching us and that cares about us. We have to let them know what's happening. So I had to pull Michael aside and I said, listen, I don't get it. Like we're achieving and making forward momentum in this project and in this life and in your business and in everything, and yet I'm battling with someone that I don't need to battle with.
Right.
Like, you think I battle with my clients' grandparents?
Right.
No, I don't. This is the only situation. So it's.
I bet you don't even know all your clients' grandparents.
Some of them I do, some of them I don't. But one, their opinion of what we're doing is not part of the equation, nor do you have to consider it. But this is a different beast. In the Hollywood Hillbillies beast, and in this situation, we have to take into consideration everybody's feelings. And I don't have a problem doing that. I'm more than obliged to do it. But if a logical person is sitting down and explaining what's going on, and we're still not coming to the same conclusion there, then I can't change delusion. Delusion is going to be delusion, and that's who you are, and I'm going to be me, and you're going to be you. Now, I was hurt. I really was. I just felt like, and I didn't feel like I had. At that, now Michael has my back 100%, but I didn't feel at that moment that he had 100% of, like, he wasn't acknowledging that I was like, dude, this is becoming a little bit of a problem. We got to fix it so it's not a problem, because it's going to affect all the other stuff that we're doing.
Well, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place because he really cares about you, and obviously he really cares about Mima, and he shouldn't have to be middlemaning this.
You're right, and but by all means, she's putting us both in that place.
Right.
Like when we shot that scene, I said to Michael, I said, Michael, I want to sit down, the three of us. Okay, this is not a Mima David thing. This is a Mima Michael David thing.
But then he walked out.
He immediately walked out because he couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, he's too afraid to.
He's too afraid to stand up.
Her, of course.
I'm not. No, I didn't get where I am by having anyone tell me what to do or put me in a specific box. So I logically thought out what the issues were, and we talked them through. And you didn't get to see even a quarter of it. I mean, you got to see a piece of it.
Right.
Do you ever think of asking her off camera to not bash you like that on camera, just because it gets to a point where you have to rewatch that and relive that, and it makes you feel bad?
Reliving it, like when we say you, I think in your mind you think it means more to me than it really does.
I guess
because
Because it would mean a lot to us if I heard somebody tearing us apart.
Yeah.
But I this is not my first.
And you say she's like your family,
This
though.
is not my first show. It's not my first rodeo with people.
Right.
Like, it's like that's where you have to remember television show versus reality.
Right.
There's two different places here. There's a TV show and there's a reality. of life.
Right.
It's two different things. So you have to remember what we have to do is good for the show, and what is good for the business, and then what is good for everybody else. And
So
by
you
the
have
way,
to weigh out those
I don't
options.
really like Mima is upset with everybody all the time.
Yeah.
It's not me. She's upset with Johnny. She's upset with Dee Dee. She's upset with Paul. She's upset with Michael. She's constantly upset with somebody. So if you're upset, you're gonna live your life upset. I actually live my life completely happy at all times, and I'm.
Of course you do. Seen the car that you drive? The
Cars that you drive.
Yeah. Yep. Got the new Range Rover outside. Woo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you. All right, so then we go to Michael, and I guess we'll do the chicken one last, the whole 2 chicken scenes, because we have Dee Dee and all
Oh my
that.
God,
It's a lot of
So
chicken.
Michael and Mima,
That's my favorite.
now they're discussing you, and he's, Michael and Mima, they meet about having you make peace with Mima, and then he, like we say, he walks out.
Yeah.
And you walk
Because
in with cookies.
I walk in with the cookies, and I walked in with a big box of clothes that came in from Michael from
I didn't know
Young
that.
and Reckless,
Oh, cool.
and 5'4", and
You asked for a couple hugs, kind of were shut down.
yeah. I mean, it was.
Wait, on that note, is he getting a lot of stuff sent to him too?
Oh yeah, tons of everybody. Keep sending more products. We like it.
I missed the Tiger T-shirt.
Huh?
Tiger T-shirt.
A lot of Tiger T-shirts. Yeah, I mean, there was an agenda that day to kind of like get everybody on the same page. Like, let's talk it through. And everything did ultimately work out, and everything does ultimately work out. And you will see in later episodes where it goes, because Mima and I, our relationship develops into a lot of other things. There's a lot of other crazy
Sexual heat.
No, don't. I'll have a lot. No, that's not a good look for me.
No.
It evolves. So this is really the tee up to the understanding the evolving that's going to happen. But I feel like we're having the same discussion that we've had for the last 3 seasons here. We're talking about an up and down. We're talking about a guy in the middle. We're talking about me doing work. We're talking about a grandma trying to be protective. It's
Right.
it all coincides into each other. It's the same
Where's my
story.
money?
Yeah.
That's what I just keep expecting you
Right.
to pick up your phone and saying.
Right.
Is that really?
And
Do you pick up?
No,
like that a
no.
lot?
And by the way, like, you see, I can't reveal all the details, but like.
Somebody owes you money?
That line didn't even happen at that moment, basically.
Okay, I got it.
So
That's how I'm gonna start picking up my phone now, though.
yeah.
Every time you call David, where's my money?
Where's my money? Where's my
Where's
money?
my
at?
money, honey?
You better have my money.
Did she ever try a chocolate chip cookie off camera? Or did she really let them
Well,
go?
she was having a stomach issue that day.
So you went home with your cookies, basically.
No, the
one
cookies stayed.
laxatives in the
Dee Dee and everybody
Other people ate them. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
And they
were good.
had a good. What do they think of them? I'm just curious what type of baker you are.
She's wondering once we pick a fight with you, how
I can bake with the best of them.
Okay, that's good to know. All right.
I'm like Baking Bad,
Very nice.
right?
Well, speaking of baking and cooking
and eating and chicken. I got you.
See, she always has me.
Got it.
Kind of disturbing, the last scene, but I think we all knew where it was going when
There's
we saw
nothing like the
fried
Hollywood
chicken.
Hillbillies with a mouthful of chicken.
I mean, really, the
I
way
like
that they
watching them
zoomed
eat.
in on the chicken, I just knew where it was going, and I was so horrified.
Didn't the pieces
Dee Dee-
look awkward? It looked like they were like misshaped, so it could have been.
It looked
You're really
like you
like,
just cut the
damn,
wing off."
Johnny just really cut through that shit.
All right, here's the deal. I actually felt the exact same way as Michael watching this. When the 3 of them, when they start bawling their eyes out,
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is happening? Like,
What do you mean?
well, because Paul starts crying, eating the chicken, and then Dee Dee starts crying, and then Meemaw starts crying. And I was like, wait, so if the chicken's from the backyard, then you guys are really, really upset. But once you find out that the chicken isn't that chicken, like, it's just all sunshine and rainbows. It was just
That's
such a
also
bizarre
weird.
moment.
I wouldn't be able to eat the chicken anyway, no matter what, if I made friends with a chicken, like they did. But I think at the same time, the fact that they could, like Roxy said, eat the chicken if they knew it wasn't outside chicken that they just hung out with, and as Dee Dee said, put to her heart.
It was the tears. The tears were the funniest part about the whole thing. I'm not trying to be insensitive.
No,
but
it was funny.
when Meemaw started crying, I was like, wait, what? Like, what is going on? What?
It was an emotional piece of fried chicken, you know, and like everybody knows that they are emotional about food, and food stirs, it pushes a button in their heart, and that was it. You know, I think Dee Dee forgets, like when you're at a restaurant, you're not seeing everything that that, there's a lot of preparation that goes into getting it on a beautiful plated plate with mashed potatoes and gravy and fried chicken and all that stuff.
All I kept thinking was, I need some of that chicken. Like, I want some fried chicken right now.
Let's get some chicken.
Yeah. Just like a big bucket of it. No, but
KFC.
It's a hysterical moment, just because it was the realization in Dee Dee's eyes that she thought she was eating her friend, and then when she
was like, it's so good.
And then when she finds out she's not, and just the relief that goes over her, and she stops crying, and Paul stops crying, and Mima stops crying. I just thought this was the weirdest, craziest,
most unscripted moment. Clearly, because it was like literally real tears.
Right. On no other show would you find that.
Totally.
It was bizarre.
I mean, look, weird. I cry over fried chicken all the time, so I get it.
You got it. Next time, Periscope it when you're crying over the fried chicken. No, but and then just Michael being so self-aware, and in his director camera being like, Twilight Zone, like. I couldn't even believe my family at that moment. Like, he sees them for who they are, and I think that's awesome and why the show works. Like, when he goes off on all these adventures with them, and he's like, what's going on? He just gets it. He just gets it.
Yeah, he does. He's great on camera.
Yeah.
He really, he's just so funny.
Yeah, and he can, be part of the Hillbillies, but he's also really part of Hollywood now, which is the
He's so Hollywood.
Hillbillies.
Michael, you're so Hollywood. Like, honestly, tone it down a little bit, bro.
Yeah. When's he coming back? When you come back, Michael?
He'll be here soon.
Is he starting to surf?
Surfer,
bro.
He's lake surfing. There's no lake surfing, but there's no wave. So he's like, he'll go out on the surfboard at the lake, and then he'll be like, well, where's the wave?
What lake?
I don't know. Just kidding.
I asked because I'm going to find him.
The lake.
That was such a great joke.
Maybe if you knew comedy, you'd laugh.
We're still trying to pick the fight with him.
Yes.
We want those cookies.
What, those cookies?
Yeah, we have to be mean to you to get stuff.
Oh my God.
How mean does it take to get a Ferrari?
Do you have a whip?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Exactly.
Now this has gone to another level.
Always.
And there are children
Always
listening.
going to another level.
Okay. All right. Well, that was the amazing episode. And any last words, or can you give us any teasers or anything?
I think that everybody's just be prepared to go way turned up in the next few weeks and to really enjoy all the madness that's about to ensue. You're going to see a lot of developments between me and Mima, a lot of wonderful things that Michael's going to do with his career, and just the Hillbillies and David Weintraub just doing a lot of really fun stuff together. It's exciting. I'm really excited to see the next few weeks and get into it.
Are we seeing any more guests, any more Ray J, any more Short?
I mean, if everybody's so busy working right now, you got to break away from making that dollar to come in here. So hopefully we'll get some people in here.
No, I don't even mean in here. I mean on the show.
Oh, on the show. Okay. You're gonna see everybody.
Oh, nice.
Definitely gonna see Ray. Definitely gonna see Short. Definitely. I mean, you're gonna see a lot of new faces.
Oh,
a lot of new faces.
I want to see Dee Dee try to rap again, because that bread thing.
Bread. Yeah.
That's become the ongoing joke of my group of friends. We all just say bread. So
it is amazing.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys later. Where can we find you, David?
I am at DWE Talent on Twitter and Sir David Weintraub on Instagram.
And you guys can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar.
I'm on Twitter at Ashley Daniels and Instagram at Miss Ashley Daniels, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.